Let's get into this. Let's just get into this for today. So I talked about Gemini Official a lot, and for very good reason. For those of you who don't know, he's trying to return, and he's been trying to return for a little while now. My wife follows him on Snapchat just to see what's going on. Obviously, I can't like get messages for like pictures of the Snapchat. It's not that easy, but he's been trying to come back for a while. I've been seeing it, but was letting it play out.
I just want to.
This is I have a whole playlist talking about Gemini, and you guys might be like, "Wow, it's really excessive." I mean, there's literally 12 videos in here, but it's because every time he comes back, like it's just not the responsible thing to do to allow him to come back. Allow him to come back. Oh my god, it's not the responsible thing to do to allow him to come back, and there's a reason for that. And the reason, what bothers me is people still just don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to Gemini. You guys still just don't know what he did, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. One thing that really bothers me though is that TikTok, like I tried to do a rundown of like, oh, he's coming back, and they removed my video. TikTok removed it. It's a community guidelines violation, and I censored my speech too. Like, and you have to, because if you don't censor your speech well enough, they will remove your video, and it's really annoying. It's really unfortunate. And this is one of the things, is like, I get it with YouTube, I get it. Like, it's annoying when you get demonetized, but at least they let you speak what you need to say, which is profound, like a lot more important to me than making money on it. So he came back with these two videos. This is just a clip of his video. We're gonna watch it here. His update plus future. Read description.
Really know how to.
This one is him. This one is him trying to do his old trend of like, can I have a peppermint? It's insane. He's making a joke out of people criticizing him. Like, covers my drink. LMAO, that's from Curly, and you can just tell he's a predator by the way he makes this video. True. So here's the thing that really bothers me is that you guys don't know. A lot of people just don't know what he did. So the biggest thing people are, he has 1 million views on this, and he posted this yesterday. It's very frustrating stuff. But here's the thing. Here's what he did. I want you guys to understand. What the first thing that came out was that when he was 19, he slept with a 15-year-old, which is really shitty. But here's the thing, and I've been consistent about this: if he had genuinely apologized, we could have moved on from this situation. Now, I wouldn't have liked him, but we could. I wouldn't be covering this. However, what he decided to do is gaslight the fuck out of people. Now, I had it open before. I don't know why I closed it, but okay, that's not what I opened. Now I covered the whole thing, and his apology was effectively, and you can go watch it. His apology was just a gaslight. He blamed the 15-year-old girl because what she was wearing. He said that, like, well, she was dressed in a particular way and blah, blah, blah. Blamed her, gaslight the fuck out of people. It was just a terrible dog shit apology. So we criticized him for some more. I went through all of his apologies. There was 3. They were horrible. None of them were genuine. He was being a real disingenuous piece of shit. And every single one of them, he was just trying to, like, he didn't care what he did was wrong.
I just want to quick.
He just cared that people didn't like him. So we have the first, second, and third. I would recommend looking at the first, second, and then the third. Honestly, I mean, it's a long watch, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. But that's not even the bad stuff. If it's a year later, if he came back with a genuine apology for those things, maybe I wouldn't talk about it. But we're not talking. But this isn't it. People seem to forget that it's not just that, right? You know what else it is? It's him getting kicked out of his school for sexual battery. He used to sneak into the girls' dorm rooms as like the RA, like the floor person in the college, and would sit there and wait for the girls to come home. As this is people came forward saying that, and then another TikToker came forward and said that when she was drunk, he sexually assaulted her and bruised her arms and legs. This isn't the same thing. And everybody's like, oh, it's just because he's black. That's the only reason. Because people keep saying that. Like, oh, it's because he's black. That's why you're talking. No, it's not. It's nothing to do with him being black. They compare him to like Tony. Oh, Tony Lopez did the same thing. Really? Who did Tony Lopez sexually assault? Excuse me. Yeah, and he registered himself as a minor on the app Yubo, which is like a pseudo like dating kind of an app for young people. You can only talk to minors if you registered as a minor. He's registered as a 17-year-old at 19. Now, they might be like, well, that's not that big of a deal. But why would you do that unless you're trying to talk to people 17 and under? I doubt he has a specific fetish for 17-year-olds at 19. But people are like, oh, yeah, but Tony Lopez is just as bad. Tony Lopez, I don't like him. He's gross. He's 20. He was talking to 16-year-olds. He got caught, and he stopped. I mean, like, that's if Gemini could have done the same thing, we wouldn't be here right now. I would be like, ew, don't like him, never going to interact with him or associate myself with him. But that's not what happened. This is much worse. All right, this is much worse. We have a very disingenuous person. So these are just a couple of things. These are a couple of things that came off of Snapchat people sent me. So he gets asked, or this is Instagram, excuse me. So somebody asked him a question. How did it feel to get canceled? To be honest, it was a good slap in the face to reality, an opportunity for me to spend time with my friends and family. Yeah, that sounds really genuine to me. Damn, you got caught slipping. Dang, you saw me slip on that banana peel. Haha, very funny, right? That's very funny. And then people asking if we're ready for content. So he's been prepping this for a while. Now we're going to watch this apology video. I already know it's going to be horrible dog shit. But let's watch it. So it says updates plus future. Read description. So like, here's the thing. If you were truly apologetic, the first thing you would do is say, hey, I'm really sorry. You wouldn't be talking about your future content creation. So we already know that he's just trying to come back. And so we already have a motive of, hey, I want to come back. And so it's not going to be genuine. I already know it. And I know that because I watched it already, to be honest with you. So anyway, the description says, hey, so I want to start off by saying that by no means do I think that I'm just a free bird here who has done no wrong. That is not what this video is saying or about. I made this video because although I am going to be posting again and being active on social media, I want you guys to see my progression and have a formal update on what has been going on or what I have been doing since everything over a year ago. Also, like I said in the video, I am sorry for my actions in the past, and that does not reflect who I am today. I know that my main intentions were never to hurt anybody. There is no way that you can take advantage of a drunk TikToker, sexually assault them, and leave them bruised without not having the intention to hurt anybody. You quite literally cannot bruise somebody and go, I didn't mean to hurt them. Yeah, well, you did. Consent very clearly wasn't there if you had to bruise them to have sex with them. It just doesn't make sense. And she immediately was like, no, this is not okay. This is insane. Or coerce someone into anything that they did not want to. So here's the thing. They didn't want to hurt anybody or coerce anybody. I'm going to tell you right now, he's only going to be referring to the situation that we're talking about, like the first one, the 19 and 15-year-old. I pride myself in being a loving and caring dude, so this whole situation was a shock, but it was good and bad. What does that mean? Good because it gave me a chance to stop and reflect on my personality and how I am around people. Bad because I beat myself up from it. Bad because he beat himself up from it. Bad because I beat myself up from it. So I just want you to understand, the reason that it was good is because he got to reflect on himself. But it was bad because he was mean to himself about the horrible things he did. Oh, it was so bad because, like, I had to reflect on raping somebody. Like, dude, what the fuck? How can anybody interpret this as genuine in any capacity? You should beat yourself up. Like, well, I don't understand. Like, you should feel like shit. But that's not a bad thing. That should be a good thing, right? Because he's like, oh, I got to reflect on my personality. This is reflecting. Beating yourself up is a form of reflecting. But, of course, it's not a good thing that he beat himself up because, you know, all he did was take advantage of a drunk TikToker and got kicked out of school for sexual battery and took advantage of a 15-year-old and then gaslit everybody and then blamed her because she was dressing sexually provocatively and then continuously tried to message her and try to sex with her. And then we're already started with the victim blaming bullshit. Do you see what we're doing here? Like, there's no progress or growth. We haven't gotten anywhere. We've made no progress. Also, it was so bad that I ended up putting my family in danger. I don't know what that means. It just feels like more victim mentality bullshit. So with all that being said, I also don't want you guys to think because I had a clip from my therapist that it sweetens the deal or that I think you guys will forget, because I know that is the last that I want, and that will happen. What the fuck, dude? Clearly, or whatever. Yeah, he has a clip from his fucking unprofessional therapist in here, which is incredible. I'm sure she doesn't know what the fuck actually happened because I doubt he told her. But it's still like, dude, what the fuck? I think it is like you would expect a therapist to write a written note about progress that somebody has made. But like this person was like, yeah, no, I'll record a whole thing. I'll even say my full name. He censors it, but it's like, what are you doing? I think it is good and remind and reflect so that I stay in my right mind in the future. I don't know. Why is it so hard for you to just not be a predator? Whatever. I made family-friendly content that was not catered to a certain group. I acted silly and did funny videos, so I will continue to make the same type of content as I did before. I hope that you guys can understand and work with me as I continue to grow and show that I am amazing. So, like, there's this constant, this is a very consistent narrative if you watch the other videos of him saying that, like, but I make content that's good for everybody and everybody likes it and it's okay content. So, like, guys, I should be able to come back. My content isn't, Jesus, I can't think of words today. My content is not controversial. I am. Like, I don't know how to act like a human being. I don't care about anybody. But, like, my content's not controversial. I should be able to come back. It's not a big deal, guys. This is what I'm talking about. As I continue to grow and show that I am the amazing and funny guy you all used to watch. You're not. I love doing social media, and it's something that I've had a passion for. In any event, I hope you all have an amazing day. So this is him, and then he quotes the Bible. I guess this was in the Bible, Joshua 1:9. So I guess this is an excerpt from the Bible. I didn't even realize that this was a very specific excerpt. Wow, incredible. Anyway, all jokes aside, dude, this is all it's about. He just wants to come back to social media. He wants to make money again. It's so dumb. And I love this pinned comment by Gemini. Nobody in this comment section is in the place to forgive him because nobody here was affected. Well, first of all, I'd use the word impacted because I don't think that you used the correct word of infected. So just a kind of a good tip for when it comes to, sentence structure. Second of all, nobody forgave him. Apparently, he got sued by the girl and their family because, he took advantage of a child. So they don't forgive him. And the girl he took advantage of and sexually assaulted didn't forgive him. And so, yeah, like the people the dorm rooms he broke into, they didn't forgive him. So what are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Dumb 13-year-old kid with no fucking, like, you're just a dumb fuck. Just some dumb fucking kid. Just shut the fuck up. You have a Goku profile picture. You're a child. Just shut up. Like, we didn't need your, like, absolutely brain dead fucking perspective on this. And, like, I'm sorry I'm being mean, but, like, this is insane. Like, it's fucking, like, bro, Gemini got away with everything. Just stay off the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like, he got away with all this shit. And what did he get? A slap on the wrist. But we have to sit here and we have to, like, suffer through him trying to come back again. It's insane. I mean, like, this person shouldn't be on social media. Like, we shouldn't be signaling to people, like, hey, if you do a really horrible thing, you should be able to come back on social media. I understand that, like, you should be able to move through mistakes. We're not talking about, like, a small mistake here. A minor mistake, if you will. It's a pretty big mistake. This is fucked up. Okay, let's get into the fucking terrible dog shit video that we're about to hear. Put it on 25% speed. You know the deal. Let's go.
What's up, everybody?
You know what? We're just going to put it on regular speed. I'm going to turn it up myself. Don't worry.
I don't really know how to start everything off. But,
just don't. just we can end the video here and don't come back. There you go.
I'm here. And just kind of
oh my god,
doing this little update / making return, I guess. I know people are wanting to know where I've been, what's been going
not really.
on, what happened to me.
Not really. Nobody's actually wondering that except for children that don't understand how bad what you did. This is the incredible thing. And, again, this goes far beyond the 19-year-old taking advantage of a 15-year-old. It goes beyond that, right? It goes beyond like actual taking somebody's autonomy away from them, taking advantage of a drunk person and bruising them. That's really like the worst of the worst. But you notice there's a trend of even young girls not realize, or young people in general, but in this case, a young girl not even realizing that interacting with this 19-year-old was something she shouldn't have done. It's unfortunate. But also the 13-year-old boys that support him also don't seem to realize how bad it was either, because that's what it was, right? The interaction, like it was willingful. We talk about this all the time. There's willingness and consent are not the same thing. Right. And again, he could have apologized for this genuinely, moved on. We could have buried this, but that's not what happened. But my point is that even the young boys don't understand, like, this is a big fucking deal. This whole thing is a big deal.
But at the same time, like, what have I been up to?
Don't care.
Living a normal life.
Great. Stay doing that. Just do that.
reconnected with friends.
I don't care.
And family.
Okay.
Kind of got a church home,
Cool.
got a great amount of people to surround me, if that makes sense. So finding a good,
hopefully surround you in what? Throw you in jail? Like not the right people.
like, enclosed group. And kind of just living life, honestly. Like, I go to work every day, and I pay bills.
Okay.
I live in a house, like not my parents' house, like a house, like my own house.
Yeah, so he owns a house. He's doing great considering all the shitty things he did. So why rub it in everybody's face, especially the people you took advantage of, and try to come back to TikTok?
And
like, the fact is like, if anybody else had done this, you should feel tremendous shame in yourself. That's the thing that gets me too. Is like, this guy did like a horrible thing, and he's still confident enough to come back. That's always been the goal. There's never been self-reflection of like, you know, I don't deserve to be on social media. You know what I'm saying? And like, none of us deserve it, but you've gone far beyond like deserving anything. Like, the fucking audacity of even showing your fucking face again. And it's not like this is the first time. This guy's been trying to come back like 3 or 4 times. This isn't even the first time. Like, he's acting like it's been a year. No, he's been teasing it, but he's been getting hit every single time after he teases it.
Nothing else really to it, to be honest. I do go to therapy. I'm still going to therapy.
I don't care.
I go to therapy once a week now.
So I want to talk about the therapy thing, right? So he talked about when he got caught for all this shit. He's like, I'm going into intensive therapy. Almost instantly, we found out that was a lie, and he went like fucking skydiving. He joked about it with some other TikToker that he was trying to have sex with or something, which was incredible. So still going to therapy? He's not still going to therapy. I believe he's going to therapy now. Probably court-appointed therapy, because he went to court, apparently, this is my understanding, could be wrong, for the parents coming forward and actually suing him for the shit that happened. Because the original story is, after the girl slept with him, she felt like horrible and shitty, but she didn't want him to get in trouble, so she never outed him. But then they found out once everything resurfaced, and so my understanding is they pursued legal action. And then this is a court-appointed therapy. So this, my understanding, this isn't even like voluntary therapy. He was forced to go. Like, it's insane.
On Wednesdays. So I know that my therapist did a short little audio clip, just kind of giving people like some updates on how I've been since everything happened.
I guarantee that this therapist has no idea the extent of what he did was wrong. I guarantee it.
So I'll play that right now.
Hello, my name is Maria. I am a private licensed.
Why this choice? Why this choice of a picture to play? Like, it just seems weird.
As professional counselor, I specialize in helping individuals with mental health, and I work locally in Jacksonville, Florida.
So it's so weird. She specializes in helping people with mental health issues. You know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this isn't court appointed. Maybe he just decided to go to this therapist and not actually tell them what they did wrong. I don't know. Because he should be going to a therapist that specializes in some kind of sexual assault.
When Paul first came to me, he told me about how he really needed some help. He kept telling me,
look at this, look at these pictures. It's him when he's younger. Look at this guy. This is what we call the Brock Turner defense, right? So Brock Turner, he got off with raping a girl behind a dumpster that was blacked out drunk because he was a shining young promising student. So, you know, it's okay. He should get off the hook. And this is what we're doing. He was just like a swimmer. Now look, Gemini was like a soccer player. Football for all my Hispanic viewers. This guy has a bright future. Why are we taking this away from him? You know, he should be able to move on. You know who else should be able to move on? The victims of Gemini. That won't be able to move on because he's done permanent, long-lasting damage to these people. And they can't just move on. But we should let Gemini move on, right? Like, and by the way, he already has moved on. This whole situation means nothing to him other than I can't post my videos of my peppermint video. Like, let's not try to be a fucking my European viewers, excuse me, I'm sorry. let's not beat around the bush. Most TikTokers, Gemini included, are complete wastes of space. Like, there's nothing particularly talented about 99.9, 100% of TikTokers are worthless. I don't care. I was one of them. I don't care. Like, the content's entertaining, but it's not particularly high skilled. It's not like he was doing something. There actually are TikTokers who do some crazy shit, like actual impressive things. Not Gemini would just scream into an audio. Like, it's not like he was like a profoundly, like, oh my god, this content is like so revolutionary. It was like everybody else did the same shit. That's what he wants to come back to. He wants to come back to doing like no effort TikTok shit that's completely untalented and unnecessary. He wants to move forward. He wants to have his full life back after making it so that the people he impacted can't ever have their full life back. Do you understand what I'm saying?
How he didn't know who he was, and about how he was hating himself for the smallest things.
The smallest bro. How do we not see Victor? He was hating himself for the smallest things. What could have he even been hating himself for when he gaslit people over sleeping with a 15-year-old and took advantage of a TikToker who was drunk and bruised her and got kicked out of school for what, like sexual battery? He was beating himself up for, no, people on social media were giving him deserved shit, and he was upset.
And was very insecure about a lot of things. He told me.
Oh no. Sounds like
about
everybody.
How he felt he was out on a limb and just really needed some guidance and didn't know how to cope with all the backlash and hate he had received. But after some time had gone by.
This is a picture of him with Terry Crews. I'm sure Terry Crews would find him to be a morally deplorable, worthless piece of shit.
And he kept visiting regularly and talking more with me. I definitely noticed he began to lighten up a lot.
I don't care.
I think he's really started to accept his mistakes.
What mistake? Like, I feel like, okay, so I think I was wrong. I don't think this was court appointed at all. I don't really know. This just sounds like he came into a therapist. You know what's really interesting about therapists? You can tell them whatever you want. We already know that Gemini acts within bad faith, so we have no reason to give him any benefit of the doubt. We've gone through that process already. I've given him the benefit of the doubt originally when this story first started. You can go ahead and you can go look at the first video. I go through all the backstory, but we started off giving him the benefit of the doubt. It's done. It's gone. It's more than gone. Okay. So you could say whatever you want. He probably gave her like a really like a sugar-coated version of what happened, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really sorry that you got bullied off the app because you did something that he probably completely like." He probably told her like, "Oh, I didn't know the age." I'm almost 100% positive he knew the age, but he even said like, I'm pretty sure he admitted it. But even if that wasn't true, I think after the fact he knew the age, and this was confirmed, and he still tried to get nudes from her when he was 20, and I think she was still 15 actually, and tried to meet up with her again in California to fuck her. He was like, FaceTime fuck? That's what he said to her. So it's like, he knew. It's just fucking insane.
While also looking forward to the future, I noticed he began to have a lot more confidence in himself. But
I don't care
still,
at all.
He has the awareness to look back on his mistakes and reflect on his choices.
What mistakes and choices? Explain that to me. Because if he hasn't told you those, and she can't say that, but if she doesn't say what they are and he doesn't, then you know he didn't actually give a fuck.
Can tell that Paul is a very good person. I believe he can be a very great influence on his followers and on the world.
Now,
could you imagine? That part boils my fucking shit more than anything else. You just gave us a whole dumb bullshit perspective on Gemini that's completely fabricated nonsense. But then you think he could be, listen to this part?
If he can be I can tell that Paul is a very good person.
Yeah?
I believe he can be a very great influence on his followers and on the world.
You think he could be a great influence on his followers and the world? For what exactly? What role model do you think he could be? That definitely sounded fucking scripted. Bro, you want to know what? Honestly, I wouldn't even, you know what? And this is a little conspiracy-esque. I don't think that that's a therapist. Now, I'm not saying, first of all, I don't even believe that that's actually any therapist at all. But even if it is, it sounds like someone else read the therapist's letter and possibly embellished it. There's no fucking way there's a real professional. I mean, listen, that's my speculation. But that, I mean, like, I feel like that, I mean, maybe people in Florida are just absolutely fucking stupid. and so their therapists are dumb. But I don't think that that's true. I feel like none of this reads as actual reality. This is just insane. Like the last part is, I think he could be a great influence. In what way? What influence in what? Influencing children to sleep with him? I don't understand.
Now, with that being said,
oh my god,
I want you guys to know that, like, I know everything was crazy and that.
What does that mean?
I want you to know
what does that mean?
Just because I'm coming back, that doesn't mean that people are just gonna automatically like love me, forgive me, and I'm
not automatically, but he's gonna work for it because he truly believes that he can get you guys to love him and forgive him for the terrible things he's done.
Asking for forgiveness at all or anything like that. So, what I do have though is my court dismissal.
It's pretty classic. Well, the court dismissed me, so I obviously didn't do anything wrong. Like, if we really think about it, guys.
Some of you will say, "Oh, so you went to court or you didn't go to court?" And I did, behind closed doors. And I mean,
oh shit, that's how
court works. I think it's better that not everybody knows what's going on. But
probably for you, yeah.
I had a problem with arguing with people or telling people stuff, and doing outlandish conversations that I shouldn't have. But in any event.
So he had a problem with arguing with people and having outlandish conversations, which is probably with myself and other TikTokers. So what he's trying to say is that the framing of his old stuff, the only reason that he had poor apologies originally is because of the outlandish conversations. It's not that he tried to gaslight people. It's because, I was just engaging in bad conversation, guys.
Outlandish conversations that I shouldn't have. But in any event, the court document reads, the above defendant was placed on PTI with our office on 07/21/2020. Please be advised that she has successfully completed all requirements effective 03/18/21. I request that the above referenced charges be dismissed. I also request any further court appearances regarding this docket be canceled. If further information...
So PTI is usually, it sounds similar to like an ACOD, which I actually did get because I was arrested when I was younger. My first time offense, I like pushed somebody, like we got into like a fucking huge like yelling match, and then I pushed him and he fell down the steps, right? Because he came onto like the front door of my ex's house and whatever, right? They'll usually, that's basically a slap on the wrist for your first time offense that they give people. It's similar to that. This is a PTI. It's like a whatever pretrial intervention law. It's similar to that, I suppose. It varies by state. Provides defendants, generally first time offenders, with opportunities for alternatives to traditional criminal justice process. That's all it is. It sounds like they had almost nothing to really go on, and they're like, okay, we'll offer you this instead.
Information is needed. Please notify our office. Signed by the judge.
Great.
And yeah, that was like earlier in the year. So I could have came back like way before if I wanted to.
No, well, you couldn't. You had to wait for things to blow over on TikTok for you to come back. And in fact, this is like the best time to come back. TikTok isn't really letting people speak their minds anymore. It's all brain dead fucking mind numbing bullshit. That's all it is that's left. It's this brain dead mind fucking numbing shit. And so like I got my video taken down talking about it because they don't let you speak your mind anymore on TikTok. They don't care. It's a bullshit app. It's a bullshit app.
But I did it. And I actually ended up taking classes which I have the certificates for. So I ended up taking some like behavioral classes and classes on sexual misconduct and kind of just basically more so educating myself.
Imagine needing to take a class to know not to sexually assault a drunk person. Like, what incredible. It's a class that I think everybody needs a class like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't even nuanced sexual assault culture. This is like fucking like no-brainer shit.
So this one is, I don't know if you guys can see.
10th Judicial District Attorney, Pretrial Education Certificate of Completion, Effective Decision-Making Course. Wow, that has absolutely nothing to do with sexual assault, and it was printed out on an old fucking printer. probably gets great.
But
Let's see. Let me see something. Let's see, completion date. There you go. You got your March of 2021, and then you have your certificate number right there. Great.
you guys can see
Effective decision-making course.
10th
What have you learned, Gemini?
Judicial District Attorney.
This is the problem, is he got away with it, so he probably just learned how to do things without getting caught.
Effective decision-making course. And it was a certificate. So
Great.
passed that class. And this one is sexual battery education course.
Right.
I passed that class.
He flashed that one real quick. You notice how he flashed that one real fucking quick? Why? Why did you show us the
sexual battery education course?
Oh, what does it look like? Let's see the full thing, like the last one. Wow. Great. Thank you so much, Gemini, for flashing that one fast as fuck. Oh my god, you stupid fuck. What are you doing? This is so annoying. Bro, I'm gonna keep doing this until I can figure out exactly what this fucking thing is. The reflection, you can't. Yeah, slow it down. Good point. Thank God I have you guys in here because I'm fucking brain dead. Clearly, I'm like I can't do anything correctly. Effective decision-making class. The first lesson I learned is not to show my certificate for the sexual battery class that I had to take. There we go. Sexual battery education course. I just don't understand why he didn't show the whole thing. It makes I don't really get it. It's weird to me.
I passed that class. I should have one more. I think it's sexual misconduct. Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? Because I looked this up. So sexual battery is defined under Florida statute. This statute defines that the crime is having unconsensual sexual contact with another person with his or her defendant's sexual organs or objects. So this is what the fuck? So this is very interesting because the narrative was always that the girl was willingly did it. But, well, like we said, willingness and consensual are two different things. But unconsensual sexual contact with another person. Jesus Christ. Like,
conflict resolutions.
Yeah, it sounds like a definition of rape.
Sexual misconduct. And I completed that course. So.
Great. Thanks for showing us half of it.
I think the problem is that I was giving people, like, the audience, like, what they wanted in terms of, like, just listening to them and doing everything that they wanted instead of, like, genuinely trying to work up something that I could give to everyone.
So first of all, let's acknowledge that he got caught for unconsensually engaging with a person. But the problem is that he was saying what he thought you wanted to say rather than the truth. Which is true, but we kind of skirted right past the whole unconsensually engagement shit. The problem is that you're not capable of actually caring. I don't think that this is a person that possesses empathy or the ability to actually care about other people. I think that he is a disingenuous, predatory individual that you should avoid at all costs in every single capacity. This is a bad person. This is what my personal belief. This is just fucking dumb. He's not capable of actually giving a good apology. Like, that's it. This is every single time it's a victim mentality about how, like, he's actually the victim in this scenario. This horrible 15-year-old took advantage of me. Look at what she was wearing. He literally blamed her for what she was wearing. And he was like, I didn't get her to come here. She came here on her own. He did pay for the Uber. I just want you guys to know. He called and paid for the Uber, but she didn't got here on her own.
So I think it's better that
he's not even. Why wouldn't you? If you were going to come back genuinely, specifically address what you talked about. If you already went through it in a legal perspective, you could just move through it. Hey guys, this is what happened in my case. I did this, and this wrong. I really fucked up. This is why I was wrong. Instead, there's some certificates and some more gaslighting.
I'm doing like a genuine update.
No,
and
you're
everything.
not. It is an update, not genuine though.
And so, with that being said. What am I doing right now? Nothing. I'm literally doing nothing. Like I literally
Okay.
have work in like an hour or two.
Okay.
And then after work I have church. So
I don't
like,
know. Well, you know, he does church now, so that forgives him for everything. It's so funny because I made a comment in another video. I was like, well, at least he's going to church. Maybe he's changed. I had too much of the benefit of the doubt. This guy's account should be fucking deleted, dude.
I'm not there's nothing really interesting going on at all. But with all that being said, I do want to say to all the people out there, people that I've interacted with, people that I've went to school with, people that know me, people that don't know me, people that feel misled, or people that
Were misled, not
feel betrayed, whether that be my fans or people that I've met in real life, that I am sorry.
For what?
I am sorry from the bottom of my heart.
For what?
And I want you guys to know that I didn't mean any ill intentions on anybody. I didn't mean any ill actions on anybody.
Again, it's impossible. You can't take advantage of a drunk TikToker and bruise them without meaning any kind of harm. It just is impossible. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't want anyone to feel mistreated. That was never my intention. So
like, have you reached out to all the victims and specifically apologized to them, or is this just kind of a go through the motions, internet fucking apology? Because, you know, I'm going to go with it being the latter, you know?
With that being said, I want to say that the big question is, am I coming back to TikTok?
Hey guys, I engaged in sexual misconduct and battery, but the big question is, when am I coming back? No, that's not the big question. That's not the big question. Just by talking about coming back, that has a massive leverage against this being a genuine apology, because it shows to me that the motivation for apologizing was so that you feel like you can come back, and so that dumb kids that watched your video went, yeah, this is okay. This is okay. Like, it's fucking insane, bro.
And the honest truth is, after I got cleared and everything, legally, TikTok like gave me the choice, or actually TikTok just basically said you can make a new account, because I think it was because it was like too long for me to get my old account back, so they kind of let me just make a new account, which I was okay with, because I didn't want to like get my old account and just be like, oh, yada yada, like I'm better than everybody else or whatever. So and I think it's better that way anyway. Like, I made a new account like right after, and then I ended up deleting it just because I actually didn't even want to get on TikTok anymore.
Should have maintained that energy.
But I do have a new account, and I've just been on there for like a week now, just kind of looking at videos and seeing what's up with everybody. And, you know, not everybody's gonna like me. I know that. No, not everyone's gonna like you. Like, I think that was the problem too, is that I wanted everyone to like.
Do you like? I like this defense. I like the defense that it's like, you know what? This is the fucking problem. Oh, you know, not everyone's gonna. And it's true. Not everyone is gonna like you. That's totally true. And you know what? That's something that I could say. Not everyone's gonna like me. I can come off abrasive, and I can be a little intense sometimes when I do my commentary in general. But I've never raped a person. I never gaslit the fuck out of people. You know, so I feel like this is different logic. He's just justifying his bad behavior. What he's saying is like, I'm not going to listen to criticism, valid criticism, because, you know, I don't care anymore. That's really all it says to me.
And you kind of just have to understand that not everybody's going to like you. So, I mean, if you don't like me, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just don't watch the videos or go somewhere else. Don't support. I'll say that. Don't support. If you don't like somebody, don't support. Because if you're watching or if you're interacting, whether that be a comment or anything, you're still supporting them because you're giving them money.
So you like how he's doing this? So what he's saying is like, don't criticize me because it's just going to help me. This is like a really manipulative tactic to try to dissuade people from criticizing him, because he's like, well, you know, if you criticize me, it's just going to make people get more attention to my stuff and make me have more money. Shut the fuck up. You're going to get criticized. This is just stupid. It's like such a fucking brain dead. It's so fucking dumb. It's just like brain dead manipulation.
So I don't think people realize that as much. Like, a bunch of creators have revenue companies and stuff, and so if you post about them or post their content somewhere out in the internet, like, they still get money for that. So
well, that's actually not true. I don't know what kind of dumb fucking thing. Like, what are you talking about? Because like, what are you talking about? No. Like, no, if it falls under fair use, you don't get money for it. I'm so confused. Like, what was that? What does that apply to? Would, like, if I make a TikTok about someone else's TikTok, you don't get any money for that. And if I make a YouTube video about your video, you're not getting any money for this either. I probably won't either. It's probably demonetized. Don't really care. Point is, shut the fuck up. You also don't have any agency representing you. There's no way anybody would touch you with this shit. To be honest with you, I hope is that this is just going to be a big nothing. He's going to post some videos, they'll get a little bit of attention, and then they'll die down. Because this isn't a person that anybody's going to like support or truly respect. Nobody's truly going to respect this person.
In any event, this is kind of my like update / hello, gonna be coming back soon. And I hope everybody's doing all right. And peace.
Great. Well, I hope you're not doing all right. Okay, great. So listen, as I scroll through these comments, it looks like it's mostly negative. He has a surprising number of likes to, like, he has 90,000 likes to his million view. It's fucking incredible. Look at Acrello ratio. Acrello had a good video about it. Yeah. So, I mean, there's not much else to say. I'm tired of this fucking idiot. Like, just go away. Like, you already got away with everything. Just stay off the fucking internet. The entitlement to feel like what you did was somehow redeemable and you can move on and come back to social media is incredible. You're a fucking waste. Shut the fuck up and just leave. It's so annoying. Honestly, so fucking annoying.